Legends will be born. Greatness will happen. The biggest game just got bigger. The greatest spectacle in all of sports is coming to where champions play. Las Vegas.
Now it's time to look ahead, though, to the next Super Bowl right here in Las Vegas.
Get ready, Las Vegas. It's time to make history. Legends will be born. Greatness will happen. The biggest game just got bigger. The greatest spectacle in all of sports is coming to where champions play. Las Vegas, February 11th, 2024. Super Bowl 58. It's happening here.
Please welcome to the stage the governor of the great state of Nevada, Mr. Joe Lombardo.
Exciting day. So I had to get clarification, confirming, Jeremy, it's 58, right? Inside joke, inside joke. Well, good morning, everyone. There we go. Well, thank you for joining us to celebrate our first ever Super Bowl here in Las Vegas. Round of applause. Today you will hear some exciting new details about Super Bowl 58. But I first want to start by extending a great Nevada welcome to those in attendance, including Peter O'Reilly. Peter, where you at? A round of applause for Peter. I know some of you are probably like, who's Peter O'Reilly, right? Everybody? No, they know who you are. We'll get a sense here in a few minutes. And the team at the NFL, government representatives, community leaders, community stakeholders, and all of our hospitality and resort partners. Thank you for being here. Where's our county commissioners? There they are, right here. Everybody give them a round of applause. And then we're going to get into all the other speakers up here and dignitaries, but before I move on and complete my comments, I want to make sure that everybody recognizes my close friend Steve Hill and what he's doing for the city of Las Vegas and the state of Nevada. While Super Bowl 58 will be a first for Nevada, it certainly will not be the last. Fingers crossed. As we look forward to continuing to bring world-class events to the Silver State. We can't wait to show the world how we do things the Nevada way. Thank you.
And now, welcome to the stage the chair and co-chair of the Las Vegas Super Bowl Host Committee Board of Directors, Maury Gallagher and Sandra Douglas Morgan.
We can ad-lib pretty well. Thank you all for being here today. This is another big day in the history of Las Vegas and the state of Nevada, and the governor summed it up very well. We're very excited to be here as the chairman and vice chairman. We've been moving along with this whole process. 172 days to Super Bowl. Somebody actually did that math, so it's hard to believe it's already this close, having gone to the previous two Super Bowls. You see the size, the entertainment, the value. Nobody in this country, in my opinion, is going to do a better job than we at Las Vegas. Not to say previous Super Bowls haven't been just terrific, but we're going to set the standard. And this town, this organization, this Steve Hill, LVCVA, this is what we're set up to do. As I was talking recently when I was in Phoenix, there aren't many places where in a 2-mile walk you can get to 120,000 hotel rooms. So that type of standard is going to be tough for others to beat. But we have to do the work, and we've got a great host committee, great staff. They're up to the job. Sandra?
Good morning, Las Vegas. All right, we are so excited to be here, and thank you to the NFL for being here today, and obviously for the LVCVA and the host committee for making this a reality. This is so exciting to have the Super Bowl in my hometown of Las Vegas, and the executive committee is definitely dedicated to make sure that the impact for the Super Bowl does not just end in the game. We're committed to ensuring that we're inclusive of diverse and women-owned businesses. We've already engaged in student enrichment programs and the sustainability efforts that we will continue to meet and exceed at Allegiant Stadium. This is just the beginning. So we thank all of you for being here. We know this is a great opportunity not only for our city, for our county, for our region, and of course, the great state of Nevada. So let's kick this thing off. Thank you all.
Like it's dynamite, 'cause I told you once, now I told you twice. I'm gonna be the last one landing, 'cause I believe it, and I just want it all, I just want it all. I'm gonna put my hands in the air, hands in the air, put your hands in the
Hello, hello. Jeremy? Now it works. Well done. Look, what a beautiful venue to have an incredible conversation today. I just like to say good morning to everyone that's here. I have a remarkable opportunity to have a brief conversation with three incredible gentlemen that are in no small way responsible for us all being here today. But I think as we all sit back and we take a look at all the people that are in this room, we hear from our governor, we hear from incredible leaders in our community and what it takes to actually get where we are today. As a fourth generation Southern Nevadan, I could not be more proud to sit up on this stage with you all today. So let me start with just giving a couple of very brief introductions. Immediately to my left is Peter O'Reilly, the Executive Vice President of Club Business, major events including things like the Super Bowl and international at the NFL. As the governor said, you may or may not know him, you should. This is the man who makes things happen for the NFL, and we would not be here today if it wasn't for you, your collaboration, cooperation, and can-do attitude making it happen. Immediately to his left, again, probably someone who needs no introduction in our community, President and CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, Steve Hill, from I would say over the past decade, laying a foundation to actually make this day possible here in our community. Not one thing, but many things overall. And immediately to his left, President and CEO of the Las Vegas Host Committee, the incomparable Sam Joffre, who helps make our community, everything. The trains are running on time because of that guy right there. So pretty incredible overall. So gentlemen, let me just start at the beginning, right? And maybe that's the most appropriate place for us to have the conversation. Steve, maybe for you, how do we get here today? I mean, I remember that first conversation in the parking lot at UNLV when you sort of, is this like real? Can we really do this? Can we really have a stadium here? Can we make this happen? And here we are in 2003 talking about a Super Bowl in Las Vegas in 2004. How do we get here?
I'll answer that in just a minute. Is this working? Yeah. First, I would like to say a couple of thank yous. I would like to thank the NFL for being such a fantastic partner and customer for Las Vegas, bringing first city ever to have the draft, as well as all of the major events, Super Bowl obviously coming, Pro Bowl. The partnership has been fantastic, and this entire city, I know, wants to express our thanks to you So thanks. And I want to thank everybody here and all the people you represent, because that's what's making all this happen. This community knows how to say yes, knows how to figure out how to do big things, and this is how generally we got here. But to answer your question a little more specifically, the conversation started in 2015. Sheldon Adelson wanted to build a stadium. Raiders showed interest to him at the time. Folks like Napoleon McCollum, Bo Bernhardt at UNLV got very involved early and showed that this community could do that. Then the Tourism Infrastructure Committee first met the Raiders, which is not that all that long ago, in April of 2016. So it's really only been 7 years since we first started the conversation to when we're going to host the Super Bowl just in a few months. Inside of 8 years, that's a pretty remarkable thing. This community is the only place that could have happened.
Sam, can I just ask you a little bit about how we got here in terms of the bid process? I mean, that is sort of the blueprint for us, right? In terms of what we're going to do, what we need to do, and how we got here. Can you talk a little bit about that process of actually applying for and sort of executing on a Super Bowl?
Well, the bid process itself seems like ancient history. That was so long ago. And all that groundwork was obviously set by the LVCVA. You want to say that you're locked, that you've got it. That process is really a very valuable exercise in demonstrating to the NFL that yes, we have this capability, we have that capability, we have this type of funding available, we have all the prerequisites to host a Super Bowl, which was really challenging because we hadn't hosted a Raiders game yet, so we did not know exactly how people were getting into the stadium and what the staffing was going to look like and all those requirements. But that bid process was a very fun collaboration between the LVCVA, the Raiders, the stadium, and the NFL. That all resulted in a bid document, which we submitted and was obviously awarded, and that's now our living, breathing Bible for hosting Super Bowl. We refer to it on a daily basis as we have to look back and say, what did we say Vegas was going to do here, and how are we going to handle that? And that's the real work that's happening now.
So Peter, maybe from the perspective of the NFL, in terms of how we got here, and maybe bridging into a little bit of a different question, is I think, as we are so proud to be hosting this event, getting a little information from the NFL in terms of what its thought process was, and why Vegas, why us, why here, why now?
Yeah, I mean, it clearly starts with Mark Davis and the Raiders and the vision to come to Las Vegas, and those early conversations, and so many people in this room who are part of making that vision a reality. And that's fundamentally, we would not be here without that, full stop, obviously. And then it cuts to the part that I lived pretty fully with some people on this stage in terms of that 2020 season when we were weeks away from hosting an NFL draft that was supposed to lead into the first Raider season in Allegiant Stadium. And I remember texting Steve, I think on March 10th of 2020, saying, I don't think we're doing a draft here in Las Vegas. But then the Raiders were here at Allegiant. We hosted a Pro Bowl together. We hosted an amazing draft together at Caesars Forum. We hosted another Pro Bowl. And that led us to this opportunity here. And the question of why Vegas is almost rhetorical in some ways, because it is, there's nothing quite like it. There's nothing quite like this city for big events, for entertainment, and the way that it's proven to now be the center of sports in so many ways, and to bring together the hospitality, the venues, the hotels with an incredible stadium. This is our biggest stage. You need an incredible stage. Allegiant Stadium is an incredible stage. And then ultimately, all of this is successful because of the people. So the people on this stage, the people here coming together with the spirit of we're going to do something special together. We're going to get through the complexities that are inevitable in a Super Bowl. And that's why Vegas. That's why we're here. That's why we're just over 2 weeks away of kicking off the 2023 NFL season that's going to culminate right here. And all eyes are going to be on Vegas all season, pointing to that ultimate moment at the end of the year. That's why Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. It is incredible to have you here, and the amount of work, as Steve said, it's just been phenomenal. To hear that come out of, frankly, an organization that could have chosen anywhere to have you here, it's remarkable for all of us, and our gratitude is just deep. Yeah, you bet. Sam, now it's time to execute, right? And that's what the Super Bowl Host Committee is really all about. It's about making sure that we are supporting the NFL, that the city's coming together, that it's doing all of those type of things. As we start to think about the impacts associated with that execution and what we walk through and how we kind of make all of that happen. You know, I know so many of the people sitting in this room are on the Super Bowl Host Committee or contributing in some way or another, and the ability for that to come together has been unreal. Can we talk a little bit about the reach of the Super Bowl? You've done, you're gonna have to remind me how many Super Bowls you've been involved with. You go with this guy to any major event, it's like walking around with a celebrity. Everybody knows Sam because you've been involved in so many of those things. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that means? And maybe, Sam, just a little bit about, you know, so much at the host committee, we talk about making sure that we're leaving some legacy behind as part of the Super Bowl, that impact is long lasting. The NFL talks a lot about that as well, but maybe we can talk about how the host committee is doing that and how it forms up.
Well, we are right now we're getting very close to pencils down moment on ideas. We've had no shortage of ideas for the past 9 months. We've got over 300 committee members who've been participating with us on monthly meetings across transportation, across operations, hospitality, public safety. We're pretty comfortable that we're getting to that point now where we just start executing a lot of those plans. And everything we've done, you mentioned legacy, everything we've done has been designed to make sure the next Super Bowl here has a really good playbook and really good resources to draw from. So whether it's our volunteer program, the 9,000 volunteers that signed up almost overnight here in Las Vegas, it was astounding. The rate in which we recruited volunteers to help out, to our transportation plans, to our Business Connect program, to some of our fundraising mechanisms. Everything we're designing is designed to be around in 4 or 5, 6 years when the next Super Bowl comes here to Vegas. So that's in itself a legacy, but I really kind of hope that the real legacy of this Super Bowl that comes out, aside from the impact we'll have with nonprofits in the community, is that, and Steve can talk about this at length, Super Bowl weekend here in Vegas is already at the top of the list of important weekends around the country for tourism. So you've got spring breaks in some states, you've got parades happening in other states for certain weeks throughout the year, but Super Bowl week here in Vegas is already such a big, big celebration that when the world takes a look at this on TV in February of 24 and says, wow, they see all the celebration, they see all the activations, the action, the parties that are going on, and the fact that Vegas kind of owns a weekend already in that aspect, I think it's going to have a legacy of maybe needing more hotels moving forward on Super Bowl weekend, because I think that the world's going to look at this and say, man, my team's not in the Super Bowl, I'm not going to New Orleans or San Francisco next couple of years, but maybe I'm going to think about going to Vegas.
Steve, how do we, I think Sam probably teed you up. When you think about the economic, fiscal, social impact, when you think about the impact on our core industry that we are more dependent on, arguably, than almost anywhere else in the United States, and you think about bringing the biggest game on the biggest stage to our community, how do we put a value on that?
Well, what Sam said's right, and I want to thank Sam for his leadership. I remember when we got together as a small group and said, we need help. We haven't put a Super Bowl on before. We need to find the guy who knows how to do this the best, and we found Sam, and we're thrilled. So thanks for all the work you're doing, for leading hundreds of volunteers in this community who are making sure that all of the strengths of this community are focused on this Super Bowl. It's working, frankly, substantially better than I expected it to. So we appreciate it. But the NFL saying that we can host a Super Bowl makes us a Super Bowl city. There are not too many of those, 15, 16, something like that. You know, that is a statement of maturity for this city that is really hard to beat. What we want to do at this Super Bowl is make sure that we convey that we are the best Super Bowl city. This is an opportunity for us to show off with the eyes of the world around looking at us. We couldn't buy this kind of opportunity any other way. And it has long-term critical mass opportunities for us where people say, that's the place you go for the biggest events, the greatest events in the world. That's what from just a marketing standpoint, that's what we're after in putting on this Super Bowl in February.
So Peter, obviously, I'm going to turn it over to you in a second to talk about some of these venues and some of the plan that's there. But as we transition into that, Steve talked about this is our opportunity to show off as a city. In some ways, it's also an opportunity to show off as the NFL, and not just about what happens between the lines, but also what the NFL kind of stands for. When you think about community impact, can we just talk for just a minute or two in terms of what some of those programs are like?
Yeah, Jeremy, we think about it in concentric circles. It's kind of get it right in the community we're in for Super Bowl, leave a legacy that is there well beyond the final whistle, create programs in partnership with the host committee, in partnership with the Raiders that are tied to things that we care about. And those things are universal, things like sustainability. We've got the great Jack and Susan Grow here now who have 30 years of working on making this major event very sustainable and making sure our footprint is limited. Sam mentioned the Business Connect program, Sandra did as well. That's really important to us, providing opportunities for local minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses to be part of the Super Bowl community, not just via contracts, but creating a network that carries on after that. And then finding the things that we all care about, that are important locally, important to us, important to the local club, and make sure we go all in there. Things tied to youth health and wellness, things that will not just be great that week and really fun, but will inspire and carry forward a generation who will remember Super Bowl LVIII for the springboard that it was moving forward. And that's critical. To Steve's point, those concentric circles go out and out from there, and we'll have 200 million plus people hopefully watching this game in this country with all eyes on Vegas, another 200 million or so around the world. And that's amazing. That's really impactful, but we've got to get it right here. And when we talk about venues in a little bit, only, however many 60,000 people are going to be able to be in Allegiant Stadium on Super Bowl Sunday. How do we make sure this entire community feels the presence and positive impact of Super Bowl?
So why don't we talk about sorry about that. Why don't we talk about a few of those venues?
Okay. I think there's some spinning images that are starting behind me. Okay. Yeah, we will start. And how cool is this? First of all, how cool is this venue? We have not had a venue like this for a press conference like this before. So that is a Vegas statement in and of itself. So thank you for that. We're going to start with our headquarters. Our NFL headquarters, our Super Bowl headquarters will be at Caesars Palace. That will be our hub of activity where we will be planted, our center of gravity. Caesars, a tremendous partner of the league, and are thrilled to work with them to transform Caesars Palace into that NFL home. For many of us, it'll be for many weeks leading up to Super Bowl, and then for a larger group, it'll be that week leading up there. So thrilled for Caesars Palace to be our NFL headquarters for Super Bowl. Next, I want to reference an event that people maybe don't know that well, but is a really important event on the Super Bowl calendar. Super Bowl opening night, fueled by Gatorade, will take place at Allegiant Stadium. This is the first time that Super Bowl opening night has ever taken place inside the NFL stadium. We've done media days in the past, but since Super Bowl opening night has been created, it's the first time in the stadium. What is Super Bowl opening night? It is the Monday night event, 6 days before Super Bowl, that sets the tone for the week. It is, the teams arrive, typically the participating teams, maybe they'll already be here, Sandra. The participating teams either arrive or are here on Sunday afternoon and Monday, and opening night is the only time besides Super Bowl Sunday when the two teams are together in one place. along with thousands of media members, and we've created a accessible fan event where you can come in and not only be kind of a fly on the wall to see all of those athletes and coaches and hear from them and experience the fun of Super Bowl, but now inside the stadium, this will be a Super Bowl preview. You'll come in and see Allegiant Stadium dressed for Super Bowl and have the opportunity to really experience, and again, set the tone for the week, a nationally televised show, and it's accessible. It's a $30 ticket for fans to come in and be part of all that Super Bowl opening night is at Allegiant Stadium. The next major event we want to talk about and announce today is where Super Bowl Experience will take place. And we're excited to announce today that Super Bowl Experience will take place at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. And people may be familiar with Super Bowl Experience, but best put, it's the NFL's theme park for Super Bowl week. An incredible team of creative geniuses will transform the convention center into that theme park where you will be able to touch and feel and experience all things Super Bowl starting on the Wednesday prior, all the way through the Saturday. And that includes player appearances and autographs and the Vince Lombardi trophy that's here today, all of the rings, all of the physical ways you can experience Super Bowl, running the 40-yard dash against, the fastest NFL players out there, the opportunity to kick a field goal, the biggest NFL shop that's out there, and just you're immersed in all things Super Bowl at the Super Bowl Experience at Mandalay Bay and the Convention Center. One thing that I want to mention that's new for this year is on the Thursday, we're going to have sensory hours. We've never done this before, but for people with sensory sensitivities and otherwise, it can be a bit overwhelming to come into the Super Bowl Experience, the lights, the noise. So we're going to create a block of time on Thursday afternoon where people with those sensitivities can come in and experience kind of a low light, not quite as loud, but a great opportunity to come in and experience all that is Super Bowl Experience. So we're proud of that and working locally to bring that to life with groups who can really benefit from that. And next, we'll talk about the Super Bowl Media Center. And this is, for the media in the room, is an exciting announcement that we will also have the Super Bowl Media Center housed at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. And that will open on the Sunday prior, so a week prior, and then will be open 24/7 all the way through game day. And that is where thousands of media will spend their time, lots of press conferences and interviews and talent going through what used to be called Radio Row. That's an antiquated term and is now, every platform under the sun broadcasting out of the Super Bowl Media Center. And we're thrilled. Really, Sam knows this well. This is by far the closest Super Bowl Media Center with hotels right next door where the media will be staying and Allegiant Stadium right across the street there. So great proximity. So a lot more to come in the weeks ahead, Jeremy, but that's a taste of some things that we're just thrilled to announce today.
Unreal. Thank you for that. Our time is getting pretty brief, so I want to be quick about it. So let me just ask you one follow-up question. We got 5 months left, right? You got a few other announcements to make. You got a couple of things on your schedule you got to get done between now and then. What do we have to look forward to over the next 5 months?
Okay, from our side, we are going to be spending a lot of time in Vegas. We got a lot of people here this week, and we'll be here frequently, and it'll become our home away from home. And that's just get everything right with Sam and his team. Ahead, we've got a number of big announcements in the weeks ahead. We'll be announcing more information about NFL Honors presented by Invisalign, which is our major award show that really culminates the year. And that's going to be a fantastic event on the Thursday night here in Vegas. So more to come about that. We'll be announcing soon more details of Super Bowl Music Fest and the great talent lineup that will be part of Super Bowl Music Fest. And then I know nobody on this stage ever gets any questions about who the Super Bowl halftime act will be. So that announcement, the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show announcement, will be coming this fall as well. And obviously, that's just represents kind of how big Super Bowl is. It goes well beyond the game when you think about the music elements, everything that goes into it, the commercials. So no shortage of exciting announcements to come in the weeks ahead, Jeremy.
That's awesome. Sam, I want to just take 2 seconds to ask you a similar question when you do, but I also want to acknowledge you've got a team that's here, that's putting on events like this, that's making all of it happen. Those folks have been remarkable through this entire process. So thank you for hiring well, and thank you to all of the folks here that make events like this happen. So that's incredible. But from the next, thank you. We got 5 months left, Sam. What happens here?
Well, that amazing team that you mentioned of 14 staff members and over 300 volunteer committee members that we have meeting monthly, 11 committees that we have that all meet monthly. In between the site visits that are happening with the NFL staff and collaborating with them here, we'll be executing a lot of those programs that we've been talking about for months now. So they'll be out in the field with environmental programs, our community affairs programs, our volunteer program goes live. So we start to train and orientations for those volunteers, and many of them who are here today working already. Some of the ones that came through, some of our coaches came to help out today. So we certainly got our hands full. We'll also have some events that we're designing and announcing coming up that will reach out into the community to make sure that Super Bowl touches every corner of Clark County and the city, and we couldn't be more excited. Now it's time to go.
Steve, why don't you take us home, right? 5 months delivering on the promise. You know, what started 7, 8 years ago all comes together. What do we do over the next 5 months to make sure that we, hold that ball all the way into the end zone?
Well, we keep doing what Vegas does. These folks are doing fantastic work. The NFL's put 57 of these on. They know what they're doing. Peter hadn't put them all on, but this is a fantastic team. And there's going to be a lot of work that has to be done over the next 5 months. Peter and I were talking yesterday. There are going to be bumps that come up, already have, but we know what to do with those. We either move them out of the way or we roll right over them. And that's what we're going to do. This city is going to put on the best Super Bowl in history. And that's what we're going to be known for. So we're excited about it. Thanks for making it happen.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in thanking Peter O'Reilly, Steve Hill, and Sam Joffrey for all their work and all they continue to do. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I'd like to turn it over to our incredible community affairs group to come up and talk a little bit about what's going on. Thank you all for the time.
You don't take admissions. They told you not to date musicians. Yeah, but can't make you listen. Stick to the ones who let you make all the decisions and look the other way. And you already know what your mother say. And you already know I'm a number away. I was about to give you all of me on all the weekends, and all I wanted was apologies and all of your bed. Over my heels and falling on my head, but all of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before I fell for your idea of love, love is when you try to place it out your mind, but you can't turn right.
Good morning. I am Maisha Boyce. I am the Chief Community Engagement Officer for the Las Vegas Super Bowl Host Committee. And today I have the pleasure of talking to all of you and introducing you to the phenomenal leadership that makes up community affairs that's driving impact in our region. The people sitting here need no introduction, but I'll go ahead and go through them. First, to my right, Mr. Peter Guzman, the President of the Latin Chamber of Commerce. We have Tony Gladney, Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at MGM Resorts International. And my brother, Mr. Shondell Newsom, the founder and visionary of Some New Marketing. So we're going to talk today a little bit about all of the things that are going on in community. I'm going to start with you, Shondell. The NFL Business Connect program is the organization's premier supplier diversity program. With over 25 years of successful execution across dozens of markets, Vegas is excited to welcome programming that offers a series of professional development, of workshops, networking events, and that will prepare our local businesses to do business with the Super Bowl. So recently you attended the 200 Days to Super Bowl celebration with our 200 Business Connect suppliers. Can you talk to us about the impact of the program on small business and further to our local economy?
Well, first, Let's see if this is working. Okay. So first and foremost, a lot of the small businesses just went through the global pandemic, and those that survived, right, they are really excited about having something to celebrate. So that's what's real important. But also it impacts their family, it impacts their neighborhoods. And then remember that small businesses in the state of Nevada employ approximately 42% of the people who work in the state of Nevada. So that's what's important, is they get the opportunity to create jobs, they get an opportunity to impact their community and impact their families, and it's a lasting effect.
So Peter, as the president of Latin Chamber, you've spent your career advocating for local business owners. Can you talk to us about what you believe will be the long-term regional impact of the Business Connect program, specifically mentioning the host committee's commitment to helping a lot of these high-performing diverse businesses get certified?
Yes, test. Can you hear me? Yeah, certainly. Obviously, the game, the Super Bowl, is extremely exciting. But for those of us who live in this community and have been, advocating in this community for a long time, there's certainly nothing more exciting than the fact that this Business Connect is going to ensure that hundreds and thousands of small businesses are going to have impact long after the Super Bowl game. And it's been done with such intentionality that it's impressive. The NFL has done it with intentionality, and it's the most exciting part of this, that these small businesses, diverse businesses, women-owned businesses, from all the communities, they're going to be impacted if this is done correctly for many years to come. And that's what we want. You can't just have a game come with this magnitude and not leave, a true impact. And that impact is what happens after the game. That's what's going to happen. And when you have partners like Southwest Gas, who's paying for these businesses to get certified, that certification goes way beyond Super Bowl Sunday, my friends. It goes for their businesses for as long as they're around. That's the true impact.
Absolutely. Thank you. Tony, NFL Green is another one of the NFL community initiatives that's been completely embraced by the region. We're already seeing traction in sustainability and local greening projects, and we anticipate the passing of the Golden Shovel from Arizona to Las Vegas in October. We're going to see planting of a bunch of drought-tolerant and climate-adapted trees and shrubs. That's going to happen over the next several months. That's not just a week of Super Bowl. That is happening now. Can you talk to us about the importance of building out these kind of sustainability activities leading up to?
Sure, and I think when we mention sustainability, we've taken great pride in our host committee to make sure that we're not missing any blind spots. And when you think about sustainability, as our leaders spoke a little bit earlier, it's a very important issue, obviously in the state, but across the country. When Maisha just spoke about, the Passover, the word that comes to mind for me is we've been in a situation where we hear about drought all the time. And so that's no shortcoming within this specific effort. You'll see specific food recovery programs, as you know. We're dealing with an issue in our nation as well as the state as far as food insecurity. That's a big priority, and this committee has made it a priority. And also, it's good to know that, it's one thing about talking the talk, but it's another area when you start talking about walking the walk. And when you think about the very essence of Allegiant Stadium and what the Allegiant Stadium has been able to accomplish, the 2023 LEED Gold Certification Award, round of applause for Sandra and all the group. That is the highest designation as far as sustainability that exists. So, I think this city, Allegiant Stadium, this host committee is putting their money where their mouth is.
Thank you. Shondell, the Community Affairs team is making moves throughout the Valley to ensure all corners are impacted. Can I ask you to talk about some of the things that are upcoming that the chairs will be supporting as part of these initiatives?
Hello? Okay. One of the things that is real important is, and this is near and dear to my heart, is my wife being a former nutritionist at the schools, is the Super Schools Meals Program. This Game On to Tackle Student Hunger initiative is aligned with the September Hunger Action Month. And it's high need schools, like the school my wife used to work in down in North Las Vegas, will be selected to receive grants to support grab-and-go equipment packages through a partnership with Gen Youth, the Clark County School District, the Las Vegas Super Bowl Host Committee, and the Dairy Council of Nevada. Nominations will be accepted for schools that can benefit from this amazing program. And then through the NFL Legacy Program, which Sam talked about a little bit, we will be opening up opportunities for local nonprofits to apply for matching grants from the NFL and host committee. And we've been very creative. I'm proud of my co-chairs and the team that we have, because we've been very creative, and you'll see how we've done it different than anybody else. We did it the Las Vegas way. Well, we welcome community organizations to apply, and we will make an announcement in the coming weeks around the program launch. And then last but not least, and Tony talked about it a little bit, was sustainability. We're going to have the Super Bowl Green Week as part of the NFL Green Program. Will occur January 20th through the 28th, with several sustainability initiatives to be announced, and responsibly welcoming in the Super Bowl to our fabulous city of Las Vegas.
Peter, in addition to our local community efforts, there are quite a few NFL-sanctioned events planned for the week of Super Bowl, and they also share a philanthropic foundation. Can I invite you to present those?
Certainly, and as usual, our community steps up, our incredible resort association steps up, and we have incredible events coming up, including Taste of the NFL at Keep Memory Alive Center. Taste of the NFL is the Super Bowl's largest philanthropic culinary experience and the hottest ticket in town for foodie and football fans. Guests will enjoy a tasting menu curated by the country's best chefs, both nationally renowned and locally loved, along with appearances by 30-plus NFL greats. Taste of the NFL will offer guests a bite of the best of the Super Bowl. After that, we will also have Super Bowl Soulful Celebration at Palms Casino Resort. Yes. Since its inception during Super Bowl XXXIII in Miami in 1999, the Super Bowl Soulful Celebration has established a remarkable imprint during the biggest week in sports as the exclusive NFL-sanctioned multicultural program, seamlessly blending two cherished American passions, football and music. This annual celebration is approaching its 25th year in partnership with the NFL. From there, we will head over to Super Bowl breakfast at Caesar's Palace. The NFL-sanctioned Super Bowl breakfast is an annual event that has taken place in the Super Bowl host city since 1988. The centerpiece of the breakfast is the presentation of the very important Bart Starr Award. The 37th annual event will unite Las Vegas businesses and civic leaders, sports fans from around the country, and football legends, including Pro Football Hall of Famers, former Bart Starr Award winners, and many, many more. You do not want to miss any of this. Chantel, you want to cover anything else?
Thank you, Peter. So I want to talk about the NFL Green is teaming up with the Las Vegas Super Bowl Host Committee, the Las Vegas Raiders, thank you, Sandra, my friend, my sister, and the Clark County Parks, Verizon, and other supporters for a sports equipment book and school supply donation. The project is called Super Kids, Super Sharing, taking place at the iconic Pearson Center right in the district in Clark County over there with, I saw him over here, Clark County Commissioner Will McCurdy's district, but right centrally located in the neighborhoods where kids can really get access is North Las Vegas, the city of Las Vegas, the historic West Side. All these kids will have an opportunity to participate, which is amazing. And this year marks the 25th anniversary of this Super Bowl initiative, which puts new and gently used items in the hands of these local kids in need. That's amazing. I love it.
I think that I can safely say on behalf of everybody here, we're really excited to see what's coming up and what more is to be announced. I have to say that it is truly an honor to work alongside the three of you and mentoring me through this process. And I know that with your help, this is going to get knocked out of the park. So we appreciate all of your leadership in community to make this happen.
She's a boss.
Yeah. So at this time, I'm going to ask that you all stay on stage. And Tony, if you can introduce our legacy philanthropy partner.
I'd love to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So obviously, we all know that we could not have these community initiatives without great leaders in this community. And this is it's a little bit special to me, and I'll tell you before I bring them up, but let me talk a little bit about what this group has contributed and how they're making an impact on why we're here today. Without these contributions, we wouldn't be able to really recognize our special legacy philanthropy partner today, which is San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. Round of applause. So, before I bring them up, I just want to let you all know, because you'll all get used to me, I always have a little story. When I came to town in 1993 after being here at UNLV, all of you know, Snyder, everyone you all know, I had a brief professional football career, and everybody was saying, stay in the Bay Area, stay in the Bay Area. Sandra, I told you the story. And I was like, no, I'm going back to Vegas. And so I came back to Vegas, and I was looking for a job, and this lady who works for San Manuel, who's the president, Cindy Kaiser Murphy, they accepted me with open arms when a property wasn't even what it's called now. So this group is doing so much, and we thank you for what you're doing and what you continue to do to impact this community. And so I'd like to bring up their vice chairman for recognition, Vice Chairman Johnny Hernandez Jr. Come on up, Johnny. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hold on one second. Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me? Thank you. Amin Tamsh, Nitawan Johnny Hernandez, Nun Yahaviatam, Nuhun Hakupa Ai Tutayaka, Yahaviatam Bumov, Natutaya Napuchiach Duvipia, Vice Chairman. Hi everyone, my name is Johnny Hernandez. I have the honor of serving on behalf of my people as the Vice Chairman of the Samuel Band of Mission Indians. It is an honor to be here today and speak on behalf of my tribe. We are the Yahavitam clan of the Mariñam. Our reservation is located in Highland, California. We were the first inhabitants of 7.4 million acres of ancestral lands in California that included the San Bernardino Mountains, high deserts, passes, and valleys before we were displaced in the mid-1800s following a near genocide of our people and forced assimilation. Our tribe was led by Akika, our great leader, Santos Manuel. Like many tribal leaders and tribes of his day, encountered huge challenges as he navigated the changing world. He was a wise and intuitive leader who learned and adapted quickly as he faced adversity at every turn, knowing that his people could thrive once more. It is through his teachings of our ancestors and our elders that our tribe has learned how to be resilient and remain true to our culture and traditions, which are foundational for our future generations. Their courage and strength remind us of our purpose, which is to provide for our tribe and communities through acts of human kindness. Like the NFL and the Las Vegas Super Bowl host committee, we are committed to improving the quality of life for those whose paths are those whose path we are fortunate enough to cross. As a tribe, we know that education and health are essential for a better future of building a sustainable community. Our joint actions will allow communities to thrive through educational and health and wellness programs today and into the future. On behalf of the people of Santos Manuel, we are proud to stand here today as a legacy philanthropy partner for the Las Vegas Super Bowl host committee. We have committed $2 million to go toward programming as our way of giving back. And we are honored to be your partner and look forward to doing great work together for the community as the big game approaches. Thank you, Hakupa Ai, Hamayat. We like to give out gifts to our partners as well. So we have a blanket here that was designed by one of our youth. So I want to present that. Thank you, appreciate it.
Please welcome to the stage, co-chair of the host committee's sponsorship and fundraising subcommittee, Mr. Don Snyder.
Thank you, folks. A tough act to follow. It's a really pleasure for me to be here at this incredible event today. When I had the opportunity to be the interim president of UNLV, Steve Hill mentioned Bo Bernhard and Napoleon McCallum coming and talking about potentially bringing the Raiders here. And they approached me and asked if I would host a meeting. And we hosted a meeting, kind of secret meeting, on campus. And at the end of that meeting, Mark Davis said, you know, maybe it makes sense for us to consider Las Vegas. And that really got the conversation started. It was a big deal. I couldn't be more pleased to see the Raiders in Las Vegas, playing in the great Allegiant Stadium, and now being able to welcome Super Bowl LVIII to Las Vegas. Thank you. It's also a true honor to have been asked to co-chair, along with Poonam Mather, the host committee's sponsorship committee, and to see the incredibly positive response we are getting to our requests. While Las Vegas is known as the entertainment and now the sports and entertainment capital of the world, anyone who has spent significant time here knows that the city is powered by the spirit of our community, something you've already heard about here this morning. There is no Super Bowl without the support, the partnership, and the collaboration of everyone in this room here today. Whether you're a committee member, a chair, a volunteer, a staff member, a tourism partner, a public servant, a sponsor, a partner, or a donor, we appreciate your help and couldn't do this without it. It is with that I'd like to especially recognize and celebrate our sponsorship and fundraising committee and staff for all of their hard work and helping and hopefully exceeding our private fundraising goals. In addition to our committee members, there are also a few stakeholders here today who have recently stepped up to support the efforts of our sponsorship committee and the host committee charities, the philanthropic arm supporting our community efforts. I'd like to take a moment to ask the following people to stand and to be recognized. Cameron Lewis, Vice President of Vici Properties. Right here. Cameron. Al Welch, Market President for Bank of Nevada. Over here. And Jerry Merritt, a long-serving executive of Bank of Nevada, right over here, representing the bank and representing Bob Seminaro, who is the CEO and just is traveling and couldn't be here today. The Sponsorship and Fundraising Committee greatly appreciates each of you joining the team and answering our call to help make sure that the host committee delivers an amazing first Super Bowl for Las Vegas. And of course, one more thank you to the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians for their generous support that we've just heard about. Johnny Hernandez, your comments were really well received, but I will tell you that having been involved in a lot of different community things, the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians has had an impact that goes well beyond this Super Bowl. What they have done in our community, what they've done with UNLV is truly special and are making a tremendous difference. So thank you. With that, I have the honor of introducing County Commission Chairman and friend Jim Gibson to the stage to close us out here today.
Don. Thank you, Don. Whoa. Thank you, Don. It's a thrill to be here. I've been serving on the executive committee since we met in a dark room, literally, at the convention center, out of the view of anyone, and considered all kinds of things, including bringing Sam Joffrey to Las Vegas. Good decision. One of the things that goes without say, and it probably doesn't get said much, is that there is an enormous amount of work that has been done by government as a part of all of these planning activities. Clark County's police and fire services have been engaged in making sure that this is the safest Super Bowl that ever occurred. And then the smoothest operating and running Super Bowl has required every single department at Clark County. I don't know how you do it. If you don't have a big county, you just can't get it done. Well, we're in a position where all of this support, all of this work, and all of the activity and planning and all of our excitement and thrill is about to come together. And nothing could be more exciting, thrilling, and fulfilling than seeing Las Vegas really fulfill its destiny. We have arrived. We're not done. Don't get the idea that we're finished here. We're not. But we have arrived at a place that we knew we would be at some point. I remember years ago, I was on the Convention Authority Board when I was mayor in Henderson, and we decided that, okay, we couldn't even advertise at a Super Bowl. But what we could do is put big screens up all around this town and be the place everyone comes to watch the Super Bowl. And we've done that, and we've earned our way here. Thank you very much, Peter, and your entire team, because you're the right kind of professionals to work with. You understand what it takes, and we understand your kind of talk. So thank you very much. I want to recognize a few others that are here. Of course, we're grateful always to have the governor here, Commissioner Michael Naft, County Commissioner Michael Naft, Commissioner William McCurdy, Commissioner Tick Sagerblum, North Las Vegas Mayor Pamela Goins-Brown, City of Henderson Mayor Michelle Romero, and Assemblyman Cameron Miller. There may be others, but welcome, and we're thrilled you're here with us. We know that as we work together, we're going to be able to do something that is not just the best, but it's so entirely consistent with the way we do things in Las Vegas, and we are so excited to show the world what we can do. We're just maybe not going to tell them everything about how we do it. Thank you so much for all of you that are working so hard to make this happen.